Um, I guess this is what we're doing today. Why laying down? Because I'm tired, and I don't know. This is like me laying on the couch at a therapist's office because, I don't know. It's healthy to get your thoughts out, and this is almost like a version of therapy for me. Definitely not taking it that seriously. I actually almost signed up for therapy this morning, and then I got a little bit sidetracked. So, that's still in the works after asking my friend about it like 6 months ago, and now I'm like, oh shoot, I should probably revisit that. So I guess that will happen for real eventually. And I guess for now I'm just gonna keep making talking videos. They're fun for me. I like doing it, and I hope that you like it too. I hope you can hear the rain. It's actually very nice. Kinda just want to go to bed. No, I'll just do one of those streams where you sleep the whole time. Just kidding. I'm like, I need to get my thoughts in order for real. Last week I did, 2 weeks before this, I did a straight up talking video where I just sat down in the same spot and talked for however long. And then the week after that, I did like sort of a vlog hybrid thing where I was out and about, but then just talking about different things the whole time, and I wasn't stuck in the same spot for the entire video. And then this week was a little bit different because I had the nose ring problem, so there's that. My nose is fine, by the way. We're good. We're back to normal. It's been like 2 days, and 2 days with the new ring, and it's definitely like what it's supposed to be. It's not constricting too much, and it's the right thickness. I hope you enjoyed me almost crying over not being able to take it out. Yeah, that was really not fun at all, and I hope that I don't have to ever do that again, because yeah, that was like really painful, but like something that you just have to like push through it, and like I couldn't just not put it back in because then the hole will close, and then I'd have to get it re-pierced, which would hurt even more, and then I would have to have the starter jewelry again for however many months, and I just really didn't want to start the whole process over again, so had to muscle through, and I think it paid off in the end. Hopefully next time I have to change it out, it won't be so dramatic of a process. Shouldn't be. It should be okay. I don't know. When I was taking it out, or realized that I had to take it out, sort of, I guess, dawned on me that it's, I guess, a 2-week lesson in speaking up for myself. If you watch my previous video, the angry guy, the angry customer, who I had to deal with, and now with the nose ring, when I went to the place, it was the same people who pierced my nose, so I thought it wouldn't be an issue. But they only had the jewelry where you have to, like, open it with pliers, And from knowing that, I should have said, oh, never mind, I'll go somewhere else because I want the type of ring where it has the hinge and it clasps like that. And I should have just said, sorry, not today, and then left, but I was like, oh, no, what if it's fine? It's probably okay. And, he was standing right in front of me, waiting for me to make a decision. Is this ring okay? And he said that the size should be good. And I was like, okay, I trust you. He pointed out one that was smaller, and he would be like, oh yeah, this one definitely way too small. But then when he put the ring in my nose, I was like, it's too tight. Like, it's tighter than I wanted it to be. He said, I thought you wanted it to be snug. Like, yeah, I want it to be snug, but I don't want it to be cutting off my circulation. But I couldn't, I'm not a rude person, and I'm very non-confrontational, but it's not confrontational or rude to say what you need, and I could say what I needed in a polite way, and I was like, oh, like, I think it's really too tight, but they didn't even have the next size up in the correct jewelry. They had it in, like, rose gold, and the guy was like, yeah, that's not, sorry, we don't have it in the same color. And I was like, yeah, rose gold is not the same. It's not the gold for me. So, ended up just dealing with it. I could have been like, oh, can you put in my original jewelry? But I guess I didn't think about it at the time. It's really hard for me to make those decisions, like, on the spot, I guess. When the pressure's on. Because my brain sort of just goes blank, and I just sort of pick the option that seems the option that will get me out of the situation the quickest, which with the customer, it was just nodding my head and agreeing to everything, and with the piercer guy, it was just nodding my head and agreeing to everything, even though I did say, oh, it's too tight. But they didn't have the next size up, so even though I spoke up, it didn't really pay off, I guess. But like 2 weeks in a row having some stranger, I guess, some strange situation where I need to say something for myself, kind of obvious that it's something I need to get better at. So I guess that's a continuous work in progress. And yeah, that's just, I guess, an interesting observation I had. It's sort of, I'm at the third video mark where I start to doubt what I'm doing, because this happens every single time I post more than 2 videos in a row, because I have the momentum from the first video doing pretty well, so I post the second one, and then the second one never does quite as good as the first one, and then that makes me go, oh, should I not even post the third one? So then usually I wait a week, and I get no inspiration. I lose inspiration. I feel tired. I feel no motivation to actually film or edit anything. And that has been a cycle for a couple videos now. And I'm trying to break it by posting this third video, regardless of how I feel about if it's good or not. I think right now I'm really just trying to focus on consistency, and I think the confidence will come after I think when I was doing the like art videos, it was a little bit easier to have the excuse of um, not posting consistently because I was also working on an art piece, and that takes a lot of effort and time. So, like, you know, it's easier to not sit down and do the work, and but for this method where I'm just talking to the camera, sharing my thoughts and hoping someone likes it, it's kind of just like you just gotta turn the camera on, and there's less of an excuse to not try. So here, this is me trying, I guess, and hopefully it pays off in the long run with me being more consistent and it being easier and easier to make videos. And it's already way easier than video number 1. Like, I'll never show anyone that first video. Like, I could barely speak, even though, you know, like, I could talk to strangers, but it's very different talking to a camera. And now I'm way more comfortable with it. It's been maybe, like, 2 years since that, like, first talk to camera, which is really interesting how the time goes by. I was also thinking about this earlier today because, like, I really didn't want to leave the house, but I had plans to go thrifting a little bit by myself. Didn't end up finding anything, which was kind of discouraging, but it was nice to get out anyways. And I've also been feeling pretty depressed lately. I mean, it's raining right now, which doesn't help, and then also, it's been a little bit colder these past few days. Also, this entire month is kind of just mid, you know? Nothing, like, really exciting has been happening, and I'm in, I guess, like, a transitional period right now, where, like, February was about, frankly, changing things up, cutting things out. For instance, changing up the YouTube videos, what I'm posting. So, you know, now March is my adjustment period to that, and if I have adjusted well, then April will, in theory, be a month where I'm a little bit happier. And I hope that's the case because we're also going into spring, so I think I have the sun helping me out a little bit and the weather. You know, like, everything just feels like it's gonna be much better after a 60-degree day, and it's just so much easier to get everything done. But what I was talking about with today, feeling pretty depressed, but then also remembering that, you know, a year ago, 2 years ago, I wished for days like this, where I had the freedom to just go out in my car whenever I wanted to, go wherever I want, do whatever I want. It's sort of, I guess, important, like, the perspective, because, you know, I guess looking back on me where I was a year ago, still living with my parents, couldn't really leave the house whenever I wanted to, had to have a reason, had to have, like, you know, cleaned up and done some chores, which, it's fine, whatever. Not a huge problem, but it's just like, mentally, one more thing to do, one more thing to think about, and having that mental energy decreases my physical energy. So being able to wake up here and, you know, just having to think about, oh yeah, I should have breakfast before I head out, and I should get ready for the day, instead of thinking, oh yeah, I should have breakfast, oh also I gotta vacuum, or I gotta dust, you know, or I gotta clean this one specific thing, or I have to do homework. Like, it's nice being an adult, I guess is what I'm saying. And I should really enjoy that I have pretty minimal responsibilities right now. I do feel like with the success that I want, the level of, like, the level of my aspirations will definitely bring about even more freedom, but also more responsibility. Which, as I grow older, I'll be able, and the gradual progression from here till there, I'll be able to handle it and it'll be okay. And I mean, that's why you don't go from 0 to 100 all the time, and it's extremely rare for people to have that, because you can't, like, it's hard to deal with that if you are not experienced. So having just like little gradual things helps. What I'm saying is, I should be trying to enjoy the moment more, and I know that 6 months from now I'm gonna be in a different place, and I'm gonna look back at this time and say, man, I should have, I should have enjoyed that a little bit more. I should have been happier. Should have tried to put things into perspective, and not beating myself up about, not being exactly where I want to be, and not reaching certain goals, not doing certain things. But really, I'm just doing my best, and I'm just a human. So that's something to remember. That's also, I guess, my New Year's resolution, is to have a little bit more joy and not be so serious about everything. And that's always in the back of my mind, and I'm really trying. And I think it is paying off a little bit, and I think this spring and the summer will definitely help cement those ideas and make it a little bit easier for me to keep that in practice. But I guess for now, I choose to not doom scroll on my phone for hours. I choose to watch a long form YouTube video instead. I choose to make a long form YouTube video instead. Even if I gotta lay down to do it. And I guess, everything's gonna be okay. It's, at the end of the day, nothing matters, and that gives me the freedom to make these videos, to make my art. I think another big part of fighting my depression, seasonal or otherwise, is making that art. Hello? Okay, well, I guess I gotta go draw or something, because obviously that's what That's what I need. Yeah, I have a painting in the works. I didn't even start it yet. I don't even know what it's gonna be, but I know what the canvas is, and I'm really excited about that because it's a 4x8, so it's a rectangle, and it's pretty long, so I'll have to think of something unconventional to put on it. Maybe, I don't know, something unique. Trying to experiment, expand my horizons a little bit more, flex my creative muscles, and for once I won't be filming it, so I'll really be able to enjoy the process, because outside of YouTube goals, I also have lofty art goals, and it's important for me to practice that and set aside time to do that. I think, like, that is definitely one of the most healing activities, and I'm just really lucky that I have access to that, and that I'm one of the few that is able to use my hands in that way. I was hitting the punching bag yesterday and using wrist wraps for the first time, and I'm not used to it, so I'm still learning. I did scrape up my knuckles a little bit, which you're not supposed to do. I just wasn't hitting it correctly because it's a very different feel punching in midair versus punching, like, because you know, I know the punch technique, but it's hard to get the technique perfect when aiming at an actual target, which I'm not used to doing. So I did like tweak my left wrist a little bit, and that I'm kind of like kicking myself because, like, I need that wrist. I need both of my wrists. I need my hands perfectly intact, because how else am I supposed to make the art that is so important to me? But I did ice it, and and it's gonna be okay, and I'm gonna make something really cool while using my wrist, and you know, it's not a big deal. What the heck? Why? What's wrong? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay. This took a turn. Anyways, looks like I'm staying up a little bit later and drawing something. Last time I tried, I got a little bit distracted on Pinterest because I was looking for inspiration there, and then I was like, nah, scrolling sounds more fun than actually drawing. So we're gonna try our best tonight to actually make something, and I guess I'll let you know how it goes, just like a little bit in a little segment. So if you want to see my drawing, stick until the end. This is the end already, so thanks for getting this far into the video. I really appreciate that you watch my videos, and they're really important to me, and it doesn't go unnoticed that you watch all my videos, so I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's all for now, I guess. Don't really have anything else to say. I hope that, I'm gonna try my best to show up next week, too. And the week after that, and the week after that. Because I think these are good for me, and I hope that they bring something beneficial to your life too. Bye.